episode of Story Manifestors Fable. We're so excited you're here!
You passed your stealth check.
Yes! Hi! On this channel we give you writing mindset advice, writing pep talks, and all things storytelling. I'm Lea Falls, writer, actor, and mindset coach. I'm here with my lovely wife,
Mia-Luna Falls, poet, writer, and DM extraordinaire.
Let's jump in!
Take 4 excitement damage!
Yes!
Welcome, travelers.
Welcome!
In this episode...
No, where's your head? Your head! Your head!
On last week's...
What? No! Get it back. What?
Last week, on Story Manifestors Fables, we arrived in the dear town of Shoal, came across a conflict between a necromancer soldier and Calva, the mechanical lich.
We're at Calva's side.
Met Tezrian, a good friend of Galia's, and found the fall and our dear worried Chandabal. And he reached out and pulled out a letter that he was going to give to Galia.
Yes! Finally! What is in that letter?
So he pulls it out.
Letter me up!
And just very carefully. It's a letter from Ekbal.
Before I read this, Tezrian, you still remember the lullaby?
Yeah, of course.
I give her my accordion. Go play for Dad, yeah?
Yeah, sure. And she begins playing the accordion.
Oh, accordion? I meant harmonica, but apparently... Okay, so do I have like a magical thing where I have all the instruments? Because I'm kind of digging that.
Yes, but here's the thing. It's a very poorly made one because you couldn't really afford a good one. Anytime you reach into this bag for an instrument, I'm going to make you roll to see if you pull out the one that you want to pull out.
Okay. So, I wanted harmonica, I gave an accordion, so that
Yes, so the first time it didn't work. But good, thankfully she knows how to play the accordion.
I was going to say, you got it, Tez?
I've played worse. And she
you have.
She begins accordioning.
Okay.
My dear Roots.
Oh, Roots!
I don't know when I'm gonna be back. I don't know what happened, but I have gotten involved in something here that I really did not want to be involved in. I don't want to be here any longer, but I can't leave. I hope you'll be okay. And I'll do my best to stay okay. Please don't worry. And please, don't let our little string bean worried. I love you. From Feather.
Dad! Pop said he's in trouble and has requested us to do something for him, which is not to worry. Why are your leaves looking like that? We need to honor his requests.
A couple of leaves fall.
I bump him with the...
He kind of frowns, and you can see him focus for a moment, and a little flower blossoms out of his eyebrow.
Better. Okay. Now that neither of us are so very clearly worried, seeing as we're both very relaxed about this, how about Tezrian, who just volunteered, and me go...
Oh, what? I did?
Go find Dad and see if we can help in other ways other than definitely not being worried.
I want you to roll for me.
9. Plus something?
Definitely, but I'll tell you in a moment. No, minus something.
I have minuses? What am I bad at?
You're bad at wisdom.
What?
which means you're bad at perception, as any D&D knower knows. Anyways, you notice nothing because you're clearly very focused, but nothing is noticed as you're clearly very focused, and Tezrian looks down and thinks for a moment and goes, are you sure that's the best idea?
I mean, you are quite qualified. I do think you could be an asset. You might slow me down, I understand, but I think you could kick some ass. But I guess I'll reconsider if I want to bring you or not.
An arrow embeds itself in your shoulder.
What? Ow!
And you take 5
damage.
Well, give me one moment here. Making you almost dead.
What? How much health do I have?
7.
Okay, well, I am still not worried.
You look to see where the arrow came from.
Yes.
And you see skeletons in the trademark black uniform of the United Necropolis, firing arrows down.
Do I have any weapons? Wait, okay.
Let me check.
So I'm a bard. I've got spells and shit. Let me look at that.
Oh, you totally have spells and shit.
Just
have
for reference,
a dagger.
Just so you all know, I'm not looking at my own character sheet, which is usually because migraines, but
and a rapier.
Do that. I have a rapier because Ekbal.
You have a dagger and a rapier.
Taught me.
Yeah. As far as spells go,
I also have a perfume vial.
You never learned your spells.
What?
You never selected spells.
I'm so prepared. Wait, I have a perfume vial?
Apparently you have a perfume vial. Here's what's in your bag. A map or scroll. A chest. For carrying things.
Okay. I don't need to hear it. I already have a plan.
Okay.
I pull out the perfume vial, shake it and say, "It's a bomb, you better run!" and throw it.
Roll intimidation with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
They're skeletons.
Oh god, cat is cute.
Oh, he's sitting on my hat.
Yes, the other one.
Don't see. Oh, my other hat, not my other cat.
14 and 4.
The vial flies, and the skeletons seem not to pay attention to it as it just lands softly in the dirt. But something else happens. As you're realizing that your plan just isn't gonna work, you see a black bolt cross across the sky, arcing, and it embeds itself right in the middle of the skull of one of the skeletons. You hear another shot, and you look over your shoulder and see your friend from the caravan. Her mask on. Oh,
1 second. Can you bring him in? Show him to the people. The people want to see the cat. The cat's name is Cedar. Oh.
We lost our D20. No, we didn't.
No, we got the D20 still. Is he distracting? I don't know. Is he distracting? Is he distracting y'all?
He's settled in. He can join us for this bit of the story. You look over your shoulder where the black bolt came from, and you see your friend from the carriage, her very big longbow in her hand as she stands tall and just full pull, and another arrow goes flying and embeds itself in the skull of another skeleton. Cresting over the hill where all the skeletons are coming from, you see that same sergeant.
Wait, no.
Yes, you see that same sergeant that you got in the fight with earlier.
I feel like I should probably learn my spells real quick.
Probably a good idea.
What has happened in this short break that you did not notice? The cat is gone. Also, Galia is a little less incompetent now.
A little.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on myself?
Yes, you can.
Okay, is there an initiative or anything?
Oh, not yet, so go ahead and just cast it. Okay. It's a D8. This one.
Is this a D8?
She plays D&D a lot, actually. Just dice.
I do have to say, it's kind of sad that we keep having to tell them that. Really, I know how D&D works. 6, yes.
You're back to Back to full health.
Oh, back to full health.
Yep.
There's something in my eye. I'm not back to full health.
You twirl your fingers and strum a chord, and suddenly you're back to your full health. You feel the wound zip closed on your shoulder.
So much less worried now. I still have something in my eye. Entertain them.
Would you like to see what I see? This is the entertainment hour, where I entertain you for an hour. Entertainment.
Oh God, please
An hour long.
Okay, yes.
Alright, so you strum a chord and it heals your arm shut, and that's when you see your dear friend from the caravan in her mask pull another arrow and
Nice.
and it arcs over, and you notice that her bowstring sounds like the chord of a lute being struck in perfect timing with each arrow she shoots.
Oh, that's
It's
beautiful.
just a twing,
Ooh, I love that.
twing. And you're noticing she's not missing a shot as each arrow arcs across the sky. And you also notice that these arrows...
I'm gonna miss my shot.
You also notice that these arrows are exceedingly long for what you're used to from arrows. Like, they're long, thick arrows.
Okay.
Like, they remind you of some of your dad's baby branches.
Oh.
As they're just planting in the skulls of skeletons. And the skeletons are dropping. And they've kind of stopped paying attention to you and began firing their crossbows off at the mysterious woman in the mask. And they've kind of stopped paying attention to you as they're firing their crossbows at the mysterious woman in the mask.
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
Can I cast another spell?
Yes. Just so you know.
I know spells. Did you know that?
Just so you know, the Necromancer Sergeant has appeared on the top of the hill, guiding them now.
That douchebag!
Pause.
That douchebag!
Really? What are you going to cast?
Oh, I want to cast Thunderclap.
Thunderclap, just so that the viewers at home know, cannot be casted at range. It would just be casted directly around her.
I'm not going to cast that. Okay, no, I want to cast... Can I cast Vicious Mockery at the general?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I want to cast Vicious Mockery, and he has to make the... I don't have to roll, right?
Nope, he has to make the save.
Okay.
What do you call him? Insult him.
Yes. Not only does your taste in music suck, so does your morality. Die!
Off in the distance, up on top of the hill, you see him just...
That insult was so bad, it hurts. I'm gonna give you another one. Your eyebrows are eyebrows. Because... Wait, you don't have eyebrows. You're a skeleton. Have you thought about that before you died? Probably not.
And you notice another one of the skeletons just kind of drops into bones and collapses to the ground as he's just clutching his temples, just like... And you see him just...
Should have thought about your eyebrow game before you became a lich skeleton jerk.
And an arrow embeds itself right in the center of your chest. A crossbow bolt. It only does 4 damage, so it's not too bad.
I'm good. Worth it.
But you also notice that a good chunk of the skeletons are now focusing on you and headed your way. At this point, Tezrian drops the accordion on the ground.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, and she pulls what essentially...
She told me to keep playing.
And she's been a little flabbergasted by this whole thing. She's always been a bit more of a diplomat in the guard, so actually fighting is not necessarily something she does a lot, though she does value herself as the hero type. So she pulls a revolver off her hip and just...
Oh yeah, it's gunpowder.
Yeah, gunpowder fantasy. Think like Civil War era tech.
Okay.
A lot of powder rifles, but cap and ball Colts exist. What that means for people, just so people know what that means, you too,
not, I guess.
is it's a revolver that you load like a musket.
Ah, a musket. Ah, yes. That helps.
Anyways, and she begins firing off at the skeletons. 2 shots just echo off into the hills, and you see dirt as they hit the ground. But one skeleton takes a shot square in the chest, and you see them and then disintegrate.
Okay, as I pull my arrow out, good job, Tezrian! Being the hero, like always, you're doing great! Just fantastic! I'll write a song about you later, I promise!
Don't worry about it. I think we should just get out of this first. And she kind of grabs you by the shoulder and shoves you behind Chandabal's, branches, which have been slowly growing to, try and, give you cover.
Aww.
So she shoves you into cover, and she's still standing up there and just aiming for a second round of shots.
Dad, can we run? Come on, Dad. Pick us all up and we have to go. Let's go.
Your dad kind of shakes in place for a moment and then scoops around you. And there's this yawning, cracking sound as, like, their back kind of cracks and they stand up and you just see the dirt kind of whoosh, whoosh. He pushes himself up from the ground and dirt goes flying here and there and flowers get disgorged from their roots.
As this is happening, I yell, let's pick up the random lady with the bow too. She's nice.
2 arrows go flying past the tree and one thunks hard into the side of Chandabal's head.
Dad, you okay?
He just nods. And he begins turning around and one arm goes down to pick up Tezrian as Tezrian fires off her next 3 shots. I'm rolling, because I'm a roller. Rolls! Rolls!
Ah!
Actually, perfect. She fires off 2 shots. One lands in the bet. Well, she fires off her last 3 shots. It's a 6-round revolver. Ho, ho, ho. This will be important in the future. Muskets. She fires off her last 3 shots. One embeds itself in the dirt. She fires a second time, and a skeleton's head explodes. And then she pauses for a moment as Chandabal's arm is coming down to scoop her, and you see this look in her eye that you only ever saw when you guys were playing Knights and Dragons as kids. She would, of course, be the knight, and you would be the dragons. And it's the look she would get in her face, in her eyes, when you knew she was about to do something.
Tez.
Something special.
Tez.
And she grins.
Tez.
And slides her aim up to the top of the hill. And you hear a crack. Her wrist snaps up from the kick. And a bullet embeds straight in the knot tie. And the tie knot of the necromancer.
Tez.
Blood spurts out and he falls backwards and collapses to the ground.
He's got blood. Oh, because he's not actually a skeleton.
No, he's just a regular dude.
But then my vicious mockery made no sense.
It didn't have to. He was hurt by how bad it was.
Good point, yes.
Blood spurts,
Yes.
and he kind of falls to his knees and collapses to the ground. Half the skeletons fall away. Just in time for you to see another 40 skeletons crest over the hill.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Accompanied by 5 or 6 more necromancer sergeants.
Tez,
And Chandabal starts,
well, let's go.
like,
Run the
big,
scene,
long
the scene.
strides. Just...
Dad, don't forget to pick that lady up.
And that lady begins firing arrows 3 or 4 at a time as it just twing, twang.
See, she's making music.
And she clearly is in the zone fighting and is paying no attention to anything that's going on with you or Chandabal or Tezrian. But still, Tezrian, sitting on Chandabal's palm, is trying to reload her pistol as quick as she can.
Tez.
And then Chandabal just scoops down a 3rd arm growing out from his side and just poof, snatches the woman up. And she starts struggling at first and then sees you, gets confused for a second, and then just kind of switches to sitting meditatively in your dad's palm as your dad storms off.
Go run, Dad.
He's running off towards the Fey Forest. And... one arrow plants itself in his shoulder.
No.
Another arrow cracks right into the back of his knee.
No.
And you hear the wood splinter a little bit. And he stumbles, hits the ground, pushes himself back up with a 4th arm that pops out and just... And he sheds that leg that just got shot. Another one growing out again. And disappears in the forest as you feel the cold, dewy sense of passing into the Fey realm. What a lovely session.
I think, for once, it's good to get a breath. No!
Nat 20!
The 20! Ah!
And that 20 guaranteed a doubly good episode next week.
And are you gonna have a good week?
Another Nat 20!
Another Nat 20! You're gonna rock it.
Hey, look at this. Look at this. This is authentic shit right here.
Oh yeah, we're not lying. We don't need that. No.
20.
20! That's it for today. I am definitely not petting a cat under this table. If you like this episode, please like it, subscribe, and comment. What would you do in this situation? What's your vicious mockery? Tell me how you would have mocked that person.
I want to hear your best necromancer insults.
Oh yeah. Let's leave them down below. Awesome. You can follow us on social media at Story Manifestors and find our website, storymanifestors.com. We have a newsletter where we share inspiring content and a lot, news. We also offer writing services, acting services, and mindset coaching. We have writing services such as manuscript critique, sensitivity reads, story fix, a quick way to unstuck yourself. So a whole lot of cool stuff. Also, if you want more fantasy content, follow this account at Forgotten Splinters. It's the Instagram account for my book series, Forgotten Splinters Chronicles, and the debut book is coming out next year. So until then, I will be sharing some cool fantasy trivia,
Mythological creatures, as I can tell you, I find very inspiring for my campaigns.
Yes. Also just in general inspiring pictures, more fantasy stuff, and a little bit about my book. So go check that out. If you want to follow us, you can do so here. Yes. Wonderful. Yeah, that's it. I hope we will see you next week. Exciting. Let's see what happens in the Fae Forest. Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.